Jai Hind and welcome to Sunvaad, a platform where we meet inspiring people who make differences by their ideas and passion. I am your host Anushka, and today let's talk about a journey and talk about how passion, creativity, and ideas can turn your dreams into a successful businesses. We are honored to welcome a very special guest, Mr. Gautam Munjal, a young entrepreneur who has made a strong mark in hospitality world. He is the founder of Minimalist Hotel and Fika Coffee Co. He has also been honored with the Young Entrepreneur Award in 2022. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today and giving us your precious time.
My pleasure, always my honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sir, could you tell us a little about your journey and what inspired you to start a hotel and cafes in Varanasi?
It was all accidental. Firstly, of course, my journey of getting into hospitality in the first place. I studied to be a lawyer. I come from a family of lawyers. Hospitality was never a part of the plan. But the more I got into the books of law, the more I understood it's not for me. So I told my parents very early on in my college that, I will try to finish this, but I would want to, I feel that I'm more entrepreneurial. I have a knack for startups and I want to create something of my own. And I expose myself to a lot of business forums, business associations, and met a lot of young entrepreneurs and try to understand, how that was my management degree, I would say, just meeting a lot of people who are in businesses. And that's where it all started. And hospitality came in because my first and only job was with Oyo. So I did that for about 2.5 years and later realized that my whole core of wanting to do hotels and community-led hotels is because I wanted to connect people. I enjoyed that. It is a part of my character that I wanted to create a space where I like hosting people. It's like that, right? So hotels was accidental from that, itch that I want to create something which gets people together. Hotels started from Delhi in 2018. Had a great time, hosted a lot of people from 50 plus countries in 2 years. Why Varanasi happened is because every other traveler that we would meet in Delhi at that time, and I would personally host a lot of people and understand why are they coming to India, where are they going, what cities are they visiting after Delhi. Because Delhi is like a transit and people stay for 2-3 days, right? Varanasi was amongst everybody's plan. I had never been to the city ever. And the more I interacted with my guests, the more I understood that this is a place that we need to explore as our next venture. One thing led to another, and I was just hooked. The first time I came here, we came here to see certain properties, certain ventures, to look at, where we can set up a first hotel in Varanasi. And we just kept coming back. So here we are with 3 hotels and running 2 cafes, 3 hotels, hopefully opening few more as well in the coming financial year. But so far, so good. Business has been great, but I'll come to another point, of course, about Varanasi is that I was born, brought up in Chandigarh for 25 years of my life. I lived in a city which is so planned, so beautiful, so green, but lacks history. And sometimes I feel in cities where, which are modern, the society sort of lacks depth when there is no history. Nothing against my own city, but that's where I see very, very different here. So for Varanasi, for me, is a very polar, different concept as a city than where I come from. And it's just, there's just so much depth and so many stories across every street that we go here, right? I just got pulled in. Yeah, that's it.
So you're also the founder of Fika Coffee Co.
Right.
The idea behind this cafe and the concept of, can you just tell the concept of Fika?
Fika is actually a Swedish word which basically talks about coffee with friends, as simple as that. So there's a concept in the Scandinavian part of the world, which is Sweden, Denmark, Norway. तो वहाँ पे concept होता है कि अपना 3-4 बजे के करीब in your work time, you just take a 1-hour break and just chill with your friends over a cup of coffee, take a break.
The time.
And slow down, right?
Yeah.
So as a concept, it just really appealed to me. And our hotels are very minimalistic, of course, in terms of aesthetics. And we have a lot of, when I ideate a property, I look at my mood board is a lot around how hotels are done in Sweden, in Denmark, and in Japan as well. And that's where the whole idea of course, Fika came in, that it's just a concept that dwells so well into our system. and we are scaling. So we're like about 4 cafes now under Fika itself. But all these cafes are within the hotel, so it's a place which has good bakery options, good options for coffee, specialty coffee as well. And yeah, we're looking at, of course, taking the business further for sure.
Yeah, so the name Minimalist is very interesting. And while I was going through your profile, I have come to know this that your hotel is something different from normal hotels.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just
I,
want to know.
I like the idea that you have that perception.
Yeah, actually, I have that perception. And even you have mentioned, yeah, you have short vlogs in your
Yep.
reels. So I have gone there and I have seen it that you have sharing your points that it's kind of something different.
Right. I think one of our core motive. Look, I wanted to create spaces that look and feel beautiful in the first place, right? But beauty is different for me, different for you, different for somebody else. The traditional luxury was a lot around chandeliers, was a lot around bold design, multiple colors, high lighting, etc., etc. I mean, at a time when I was starting the business, I understood, because of my travels outside India as well, I understood that the younger generation values simplicity a lot more. Luxury could be different for all of us. There is no one unison to say that what is luxury. So for a lot of people who are in the design space as well, it's a lot of people work wherein they look at creating architecture which is full of textures, full of curves, etc. I looked at my business as a straight line that we need to create hotels which are simple, which should look great in terms of very monochromatic. So a lot of our hotels, you will not see more than 3 colors in the room.
Yeah.
Why we do that is because the more simpler, clearer our visuals are, the more upscale and luxury it is. For me, at least. And again, at the end of the day, I feel that every entrepreneur's journey is a lot about representing their character through their business. Right? So, it's great that you said that it's different, but I would say that design is one of our core, that we want to be design forward. Every hotel will have 50-60% similarities, but have a certain local flavor to it as well. But at the same time, community living is a big part of our hotels, wherein we host events, workshops, music gigs, etc. To get our generation, to get our sort of audience to come together as well. If you go to a Marriott, if you go to a Hilton, you will think 10 times before talking to the person at the next table. Yeah. But at our hotels, you will not. And that is the vibe we want to create as well. So people talk to each other. It's more mingling. It's more sort of interpersonal. But at the same time, it's professional. But that's where luxury in a Marriott or a Hilton was a lot about that, it's very unapproachable, sir, ma'am, etc., etc. So, I try to, of course, tell my staff as well to address our guests through their first names or second names, of course. But at the same time, have a very flat hierarchy in terms of system. And I go back to the idea of hospitality. हिंदुस्तान में बहुत बोला जाता है ये कि guest is God.
Yeah.
अतिथि देवो भव. मुझे नहीं लगता वो valid है anymore. I feel that guest is human and we are humans. Because the moment you create your customer into God, your staff who's dealing with the customer will be very... going the extra mile is important, but at the same time, you don't feel like that in the Western economy. When I go to a France or a Germany or a London or wherever, it's just like, and I'm not saying they are the best case scenario. Guest is important for sure. Bhagwan mat banao yaar. I think we are humans serving humans. That is very important, right? So Atithi Devo Bhava had its time, but I would say now it's a lot about us as humans serving humans. That is very important, right? So that's my theory behind our hotels. I can keep talking about it. There's so much to it, but yeah.
Okay. So how was your experience in Varanasi been so far? And what do you like the most about this city?
I think I already answered that, but I'll do that again. My experience here, it's great business. I feel, first and foremost, I feel that after COVID, there's been an uprising. Spiritual tourism has exploded in terms of demand. But the interesting part, I'll also tell you, in our hotels, we are hosting close to 2,000, no, actually more, 3,000 guests stay with us every month. Now, amongst those 3,000 people, you'll be surprised to know that average age of the customer is 31. There is a stereotype that probably the older section of the audience is coming to Varanasi for spiritual tourism, etc. No, there's a lot of young crowd coming in. There are people coming in with families. Interestingly, what happens is when parents are traveling, their kids are booking Minimalist for their parents. I've seen a lot of all girls group come and stay with us as well, like college friends coming, staying, having a trip to Varanasi. We have a lot of yoga retreats. People who come for yoga retreats come and stay with us as well. And I had the perception that probably a lot of South Indian audience is coming to Varanasi only, but I'm surprised to see that people from all across. Foreigners, of course, but domestic market has risen like anything, and Varanasi's connectivity is great right now. I feel that Varanasi is so well connected to all major cities in India. It can be better for sure, because we've got hotels in Goa, in Udaipur as well. There is no direct flight from there yet, but connectivity is great. Business-wise, Varanasi, I feel that it's only booming more and more. There are a lot of hotels coming up now. Bigger brands are also coming in as well. Um, every day is a learning, of course, and. And I would also talk about the city in terms of people. I feel that because when I came to Varanasi first time 6 years back, I had zero idea of how things are going to be. I had stereotypes set in my mind, but I feel that there is peace generally within people as well. There is a big stereotype that people are a little bit more aggressive, etc. All that, I don't think so at all. And the more I come here, the more I understand that. It's a well blended society. People like to talk for sure in Varanasi, which is great as well. But it's I think that there's authenticity is what I feel, right? And and why tourism is thriving in a city like this also, because people define the tourism. Man. The more people are open, we say that why Thailand, Vietnam, etc. All these countries get so much tourism, because hospitality is blended into culture. And I feel there is so much more possibility of people here getting trained on that formally and informally. But I feel like one thing that resonated with me and with people in Varanasi is that I loved hosting people, and I feel that's the same with people here. So my experience has been great. Business wise, it's awesome, will be better. And I hope we do, of course, expand more, not just in Varanasi, but in Lucknow as well. Overall, looking at UP, Uttar Pradesh as a market. About Varanasi, there's a story at every street which I love. So yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so true.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when people visit your cafe and hotel, what feeling or experience do you want them so that they can, when they go back, and they should feel that they should.
So many things, yeah. I mean, I think a certain sense of coziness for sure is there. But what I said earlier as well, that it's a social experience,
Yeah.
which means that we want to create touch points wherein people can interact with each other as well. Look, Goa is different, Delhi is different, Varanasi is different. Delhi being a metro, probably it's more, as a society, people are more open to talk. Of course, Goa is Goa. It's tourism hub, of course. For me, as a hospitality concept that I've created, my biggest win, honestly, is when people make friends with one another who were strangers. So it's just the way that I look at hospitality, that it is not just about good food and a clean room. Of course, all that is important, but it's a lot about the people that you met, the stories that you take back, and that's what I want to give through the cafe. Yeah.
Okay. So you have worked in cities like Delhi, Goa, and Varanasi. What advice would you like to give to young people who want to start their own business in hospitality?
Look at a gap in the market. I mean, there is the sort of opportunities that are there today versus what there was 7, 8 years back when I started the business. There is zameen asman ka farak hai for sure in terms of possibilities in cloud kitchens, in bakery concepts, in restaurants, in hostels, in hotels, in bed and breakfast, in homestays. Hospitality is so wide in today's time, and so is the travel industry. There are possibilities endless. One of my vision is also to create a women's only hotel, which is basically run by women,
Yeah.
which is basically only hosting women travelers as well. And I think Varanasi is a great place to do it. So is Delhi. Why I want to do that is not just because of safety in terms of one point, but also because it just makes business sense, honestly. So, like a hotel run by women, hosted by women, and only for women guests, that is one thing. Similarly, a hotel only for senior citizens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just senior living as a concept is coming up really well across India, across Southeast Asia as well. Would imagine a hotel which was only for senior citizens, and you would curate events, you would curate activities looking at that audience. Because for me, hotel is not just about four walls, right? It's about the feeling that you go back with. So opportunities like this, I can keep talking about. There are just so many. My advice to people looking at starting up on their own in the hospitality space would be try to do something different. Do not be another brick in the wall. Do not look at um, do not look at wide spaces that are there, right? Think beyond what you see sometimes. That becomes important, and Varanasi as a city will only keep growing, and now is the time where whatever you are ideating, get into execution as well. Because you guys know Nikhil Kamath, right? Nikhil Kamath. Nikhil Kamath talks. He said something really interesting. He said in one of his podcasts, he's talked about how there are different Indias living within India, right? In terms of paying capacity, in terms of backgrounds, in terms of education as well. Varanasi is becoming a melting pot. Everybody's interested to come here. We know Goa being such a solid tourism destination since the last 50 years, probably. As of last year, the number of tourists in Goa and Varanasi was up than Goa as well. Which basically says the world is watching and coming. We need to be ready. We need to be ready in terms of people. We need to be ready in terms of infrastructure. We need to be ready in terms of hygiene, cleanliness, all of that as well, which I feel that there's a lot more scope, of course, to do that, to make things better. And I would say people looking at starting their enterprise in hospitality, it is not just hospitality and tourism. If today I could create something around sustainable waste management, that is going to impact tourism of a city as well and get more people, right? Can we create tours and experience is a big thing, right? Can we create a bicycle tour going around the streets of Varanasi? Walking tours, of course, is there as well. But you know how in tourism itself and hospitality, there could be so much more which is ancillary to the core of not just hotels, but also, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but we're talking about lakhs and crores of tourists that have come to Varanasi in a year. Look at the opportunity in terms of how you can show the city to them through food tours, through bike tours, ghat tours, of course, is there. But can you showcase Varanasi beyond the ghats as well? Because there's so much to do. So I think I would say that think beyond what you see and try to look at gaps in the market of what new you can do. That's there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Let's do a rapid fire round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So, coffee or tea?
Coffee, 100%.
Okay. Beach destination or spiritual city?
Oh my God.
Tough one.
Mountains.
Okay. A city known for its food, according to you?
I'm in Varanasi. I would say Varanasi, but also, very interesting question. Oh my God. Paris.
There are many.
Paris, I would say.
Okay.
But like in India, Varanasi is interesting. But yeah, Delhi, yeah, nothing beats Delhi, honestly. Delhi has it all. Delhi, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So, morning person or a night owl?
I created the whole business by being a night owl. I still am. I mean, my most creative time, I mean, don't follow it, please. But like my most creative
Most
time
of
is
the
probably 12 to 2 a.m. Yeah.
Actually, most of the people follow this.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. One word for entrepreneurship.
There is no plan B. I would always say that once you dive in, I mean, Again, it's just so much more about that today's generation and in today's time, you could get influenced by so many things out there. आपको अच्छा लग रहा है कि मुझे AI में कुछ करना है, फिर आपको अच्छा लग रहा है कि मुझे कुछ I want to make a D2C apparel brand, whatever. Or you want to, the options are plenty in terms of career paths, right? But for entrepreneurs, I would say, if you are so passionate about a certain idea, cut the noise. अगर मुझे स्नीकर ब्रांड बनाना है ना, तो आप कुछ और सोच ही नहीं सकते. मतलब you need, if you love a certain idea, you need to go at it. Give yourself, excuse me, give yourself at least 2 to 3 years to see the success of it. And be patient. I mean, there is no alternative to that. If you love what you do, go at it 100%. There is no plan B. This is your only plan. Just go at it 100%. And be patient. Give yourself 24 to 36 months to see the fruit of what you've sowed as a seed, right? So patience is very important, and cut the noise. वो लंबी रेस का घोड़ा आंखें बंद, वो ही रियलिटी है लाइफ की. So yeah.
A hospitality brand you admire.
Oh my God, so many. In coffee, सबको. Born out of Bombay, now expanding all over India and Dubai, etc. as well. In hotels, I'm a big fan of what I do. I love minimalist hotels. Yeah.
That's
But globally, I would say that there is just so many. I mean, there is a brand called Ennismore. They have multiple different brands. Hoxton is one brand. I can talk a lot about international brands, but in India, I would say in F&B space, Sabko for sure. As a coffee, it's just come up so well. And in India, domestically in hotels, I think Minimalist.
Okay.
We're doing really well.
So Goa or Varanasi?
Oh my God. Very tough.
Yeah.
15 days in Goa, 15 days in Varanasi, I would say in a month.
No, you have to choose one.
Depends on the mood. It's like that. I think Varanasi is great. It's just when I want to be peaceful, I want to be here. When I want to party, I want to be in Goa. It's as simple as that. And I'm both these people, right? So why not? Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience journey. This really gonna helps everyone who want to start something of their own.
Right.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that I could be here, and I would any opportunity that I have to speak to the students, I love to do that as well in the future. Thanks, guys.
It was
Thank
really
you.
nice talking to you. Sir.
Likewise,
It was really
likewise.
nice meeting
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much to all the viewers for listening to the today's podcast. I hope this gonna help all the young people who want to start something of their own. See you in the next episode. Until then, dream big and work hard to achieve your goals. Thank you and Jai Hind.